Are you following the Rugby Championship? Stick around, I'll share my insights as the Wallabies take on the world champion Springboks in Perth. Hey everyone, it's Coach H here. You've found Inspired by Union, a channel where I discuss Southern Hemisphere rugby. Let's dive right in. With so many expat South Africans based in Perth, it's going to be interesting to see the makeup of this crowd after the South Africans turned out in huge numbers at Suncorp. What are we going to see in Perth? Well, Joe Schmidt and Mike Cron, they would have been really concerned about how the scrum went last week. There's been an answer straight away at the selection table, and Angus Bell, he returns from injury to wear the number 1 jersey. Nasser, he comes into the number 2 jersey, and the skipper is once again Alan Ala'alatoa. The injuries to the second row means that Angus Blythe comes in and he joins Salakai Loto. These two players, they're going to have to step up at scrum time. The front row is going to need all the help that they can get in order to win scrum parity. Continuity in the back row, Wilson at the boot in 8. Valentini, the experienced campaigner and main ball-carrying target, in 6, whilst the force-based Tizzano wears the number 7 jersey in the absence of Mick Wright. The experience of Nick White back into the 9 jersey, the former Brumby, teams up with his former teammate Noah Lolesio. Continuity again in Paisami and Ikitau, the 2 midfielders, they get a chance to build their combo. The biggest and most exciting in the Wallabies squad for me, the return of Cotton Betty, the power winger himself. He's got Callaway on the other flank, whilst Tom Wright back at the fullback. He needs to step up. He needs to assist and help out Lolesio as a second playmaker. If you watch the South Africans, Feinberg, he gets a help from LaRue. This is where I need Tom Wright to step up for the Wallabies this week. Pollard, Slipper and Nongor, they're the replacement front row. They know that they're going to be up for a challenge against a very experienced Springboks bench this week. Hooper and Uru, they could play both second or back row this week as they come off the bench. Tate McDermott's the reserve halfback, whilst Ben Donaldson, the force player, he'll get an opportunity to take the field from the bench. And perhaps a future star of Australian rugby, young Jorgensen, he gets his opportunity. He's come back from injury from Shute Shield. Now he gets an opportunity against the world champion Springboks in Perth. For the Wallabies to make inroads for me this week, it comes down to set piece. They've got to get parity at set piece, particularly scrum time. They have to nullify the driving maul of the big African men. In terms of ball carrying, it's spaces, not faces. The Australians, guilty last week of T-boning into the defenders in the green jersey. They need footwork at the line, get their head and shoulders through, and then try and generate some lightning quick ball. In terms of the backs, so important that Lolesio isn't left to shoulder the load himself. I need Wright to come in from fullback, act as a second pivot and a second playmaker, a second set of ears and eyes. Springboks. Well, some rugby fans have accused Dr. Rassi of not showing enough respect to the Australians. However, I think his selections are totally fine. They're coming up against a side that was extremely outclassed last week. They've got enough depth in their squad to go about their business in Perth. Vessels, Grobela and Dutoy, they make up a new look front row. However, these players, renowned for their scrummaging and tackle machines, are the prop. Congrats to Salman Moidot. He's the skipper this week. The big number 4, he'll be tasked with disrupting the Wallabies line-out ball. Ryan Nortje, he wears the number 5. He's a line-out specialist and a mobile ball carrier. Van Staden, Dutoy and Lowe, they're a nicely balanced back row. Expect the 2 flankers to end up on either edge of the field and operate their carrying game within the 15-metre channel. Vandenberg and Feinberg and Gomazulu, 9 and 10, they're charged with guiding this side around the paddock. Lukanya Arm, he joins Jesse Creel in midfield. I like the look of this combination. Is this a combo that we're going to see later in the Rugby Championship, I wonder? Mapimpi and Kolbe, 2 world-class and proven wingers, whilst Fassi at the back. I'm interested to see if he can take the second pivot role as we saw LaRue do in the first test. crazy experience and power on the bench. Marks, Nietzsche and Koch, they're the front rowers. If the lineout's looking shaky, bring on the experienced and world-class Itzbeth. In terms of back rowers, Smith and Williams, they'll get through a ton of work, whether they come on early or late. Two players capable of playing 10, 15, also 12 at a pinch. You've got Pollard and Libbok. So for me, who wins this? Well, I'm going for the men in green. The visitors from South Africa, they'll get up, they'll win this game by 20 points. They'll do it comfortably. However, we will see improvements from the Wallabies and we'll start to see a game plan developing in terms of their patterns under Joe Schmidt. I'm probably as much excited to see the makeup of the crowd on Saturday as I am to see the game itself. I'm Coach H. You've been watching Inspired by Union.